You see kids shoot a piece of paper into a trash can, and nowadays I guess they're saying Curry, or well, no, that's honestly acceptable. Nowadays they're saying Shea or someone. I don't know who they're talking
Bro,
about.
I'm gonna tell you what. No one, no one in the world, no one in the entire vicinity of the United States is shooting a paper into a garbage and then doing the Dame time celebration. I'm sorry. It is not
Yeah.
that iconic,
Yeah.
bro.
No, no,
It
no,
is
no.
not that iconic. GMLB family, welcome back to another episode of the Good Morning Let's Basketball show. Today, we have one thing on the docket, and that's to rank these NBA celebrations. My name is Mike Miles, and these are my co hosts, Victor and Daniel. And due to copyright infringement allegations and contractual obligations at GMLB LLC, no Kev. Fellas, how we doing today? How you guys feeling?
I'm doing good, man. Ready to rank these celebrations. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Should be a fun one today.
Daniel, how you
Yeah,
doing?
same here. Excited to eat some turkey in a few days. And excited to just sit down with the family and watch some ball. I was playing around with my nephews, told them about LeBron James today, so yeah, I'm excited for Thanksgiving. Hope the fans are as well.
Yes, sir. So today, as a Thanksgiving gift, we bring you guys the NBA celebrations tier list made up of all current players. If you guys are watching on audio, that is Spotify or Apple Music, all of these videos will be available in the actual visual experience over on YouTube. We will pop up videos of all of the celebrations in case you guys don't know what we're referring to. But other than that, as always, GMLB family, we are on Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. We would appreciate a rating, a like, or a subscribe if you see fit so we can keep bringing you guys content. And as always, we do have our email at gmlbfans@gmail.com. If you want to email us directly, we answer all emails on the show. But last thing before we get into the tier list, we have a moment of silence this week. A GMLB patented moment of silence goes out to Grant Williams, who just recently tore his ACL and is out for the season. One of our many mascots besides Ben Simmons on this channel. Fellas, let's give him 5 seconds. Moment of silence for Grant Williams. All right, GMLB family. The first celebration getting into the tier list, we have Stephen Curry's night night celebration. Fellas, how do we feel? Where do you think this goes?
I think this is automatic S tier. There is no debate on this. This is one of the coldest celebrations of all time.
Yeah, I mean, they made shirts about it, right? And I think it's also like the context of it too. It's a great moment.
I was just saying, not to mention, he also just did it against the Mavericks. Klay Thompson's return spoiled his homecoming. Draymond said that Steph was supposed to do a speech, ended up saying that Clay left him on red and got fired up from that, didn't do the speech and hit that dagger at the end and did the night night.
Yeah.
Is it crazy to say that this is just overrated? Is it
No.
crazy?
It's not overrated, man. You're tripping.
Yeah,
I'm actually like, I'm not even trying to play devil's advocate here. I just genuinely don't like it's good, but it's not S. It's A.
It's
I will go
S.
for A. It's not S, bro. You
This
want to
is
put S in the first one?
I
I'm so
think
I didn't want to
the
get
only
this one
claim
first, but it is S.
the only claim that I would make is that it might not be S tier is that it is kind of overused now. Like when he used it in the Olympics,
Facts.
when he used it in the
Yeah.
Olympics, I was like, okay, like this is sick. But if he's gonna keep using it like all the time, then it might be A tier. The fact that he's done it more than once, I think is why I'm like, I don't know.
Okay, but
If
come on.
anyone else did this celebration, no one bats an eye. But because it's Stephen Curry, everyone's like, this celebration is sick.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I think anything that Curry does celebration wise is hard. I think whenever
Okay.
he
No.
gloats,
You just said that. That's A tier. That's
no,
A
that's
tier. The
it's
fact that you
S
just
tier.
said
Just
that.
admit it to a bias.
But hold on,
That's A tier.
but hold on, hear me out. I think he's only done the night night twice. Once in the Olympics, then once in um what are you gasping at?
Bro, this guy, you need to go on Google and look up Stephen Curry night celebration because this guy has done it like over 10 times at least.
He's
I'm
done
Two
it
trying.
quite a
times is
bit.
crazy. He did it like 3 times in the final series alone
Maybe I'm
and
just
did it
thinking
in all
of
the
the.
post-game pictures.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yes, I forgot about those. Okay.
Uh,
I'm
okay,
just
hold
thinking
on though.
about the recent ones.
What I will say though is let's think about this, right? In the last podcast that we did, like where it was a tier list, didn't we say we kind of have to judge off of the picture and the moment? This is an Olympic moment. That was a big three that he hit. Is this
Man,
an
that's
S
just one I
tier?
downloaded. That's just a
Y-
picture I downloaded.
But it is the one, right? It's the one that he did right after he put the nail in the coffin and essentially won it for Team USA. So that's a big thing to me. I feel like because
Th-
of the moment, S
th-
tier. It's gotta
this is
go S
S
tier.
tier.
If
Fine, I
if it was
submit.
any other picture, you would have done well for yourself, Miles, to put him doing it one of the other 9 times, like during the during like a
I
random game.
you
I
know
would have
I
been
Y'all
like,
forgot.
wait till we get to Tatum, bro. Y'all wait till we get to Tatum and we're gonna see this bias come out.
I dude, I'm not gonna lie. I forgot he did it multiple times. I was just thinking about the most recent times, and
This dude
yeah,
does it once a game.
I do remember the 2022 series that, and then after like at the end with the trophy, that was hard too.
no,
Yeah, don't remind me.
like I said, man, he is getting to that point where he's starting to overuse it. I think if I see him use it in an NBA Cup game, which probably already happened, I might go back and be like I changed my mind. But right now I'm saying S tier.
Yeah, we got Emirates NBA Cup Tuesdays. He's probably using it as we speak. That's the thing. He's probably doing that right now. But okay, fellas, in case you forgot, go ahead and move Curry to S on your sides as well, just so we can keep track of the tier list here. But moving on, number two, Damian Lillard's Dame time. And let me go ahead and say this. Damian Lillard, one of the clutchest players in the league, stole the celebration from Isaiah Thomas, but no one's saying that. Damian Lillard, Dame time, fellas. Pointing at the wrist, we got the watch. How are we feeling?
It's tough having two such like iconic things back to back. I'm honestly wanting to put it S tier, and that might be too high, but man, this is one of the most like known celebrations in the NBA. Everyone knows Dame time, I feel like. And me as like a fan of somewhat of a fan of OKC, but specifically Russell Westbrook, that, that hurts to see that. I don't know, but it is an S tier moment.
I was gonna go S tier as well, but I think I might have to go A, and this is the reason why. Just because what ruined it kind of for me, I thought it was really cool. The celebration's sick, but when Tyrese Halliburton ended up doing it to Damian Lillard and saying it's broke, I think that was hard, and then that made it kind of funny, man.
Yeah, the one time Damian Lillard wasn't clutch, they just mocked his celebration. That's actually cruel now that I'm thinking
Yeah.
about it.
That's
But
oh
I
man,
don't know,
that was a
man.
good.
Dame time is iconic, but the celebration itself has been done before. It's not like it's his thing.
That's a good
Like
point.
it is his thing, but other players have done that before.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna root for A just for that reason. I guess I'm playing devil's advocate this episode, but I'm gonna go A. Let's
Well,
take our
Victor, you
final
said
vote.
A2 or what?
I said A. I said I was originally gonna put an S, but I think the Tyrese Halliburton moment ruined it for me.
I guess in this case, I'm devil's
Cause,
advocate because I have to try to
cause,
give you guys a reason to vote
No,
S.
dude, imagine
nah,
someone
bro.
mocking your celebration and they just like basically call you trash while using your celebration. That's
No,
At
what,
yeah.
home with the crowd rumbling, like,
yeah.
come on.
No, yeah. I mean, you guys are right. That is a cool moment. I don't know. I just like I said, it's one of those things where like, you see kids shoot a piece of paper into a trash can, and nowadays I guess they're saying Curry, or well, no, that's honestly acceptable. Nowadays they're saying Shea or someone. I don't know who they're talking
Bro,
about.
I'm gonna tell you what. No one, no one in the world, no one in the entire vicinity of the United States is shooting a paper into a garbage and then doing the Dame time celebration. I'm sorry. It is not
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
iconic, bro.
No, no,
It
no,
is
no.
not that iconic. No one
That's
is doing that.
that's not okay. That's funny.
They're
That's not where
yelling
I was like.
Kobe.
No, that's not where I was going with it. But like, I feel like it's one. But okay, no, honestly, but yeah, you're right. Like I was gonna say it's synonymous with like a lot of those big moments, but it's not at all. And those are just phrases. No one's talking about Dame. You're right. Let's put him at A. Enough talk.
Hey, it is. All right, fellas, we're starting off with three just extreme heaters on this list because next up, we got D'Angelo Russell's Ice in My Veins celebration. And this one is iconic, bro.
It
Like
is.
this defined like when you look back on D'Angelo Russell's career, you're either going to think about him being trash on the Lakers or you're going to think about him doing this celebration. Like it's that big. It's that big. So, I'm going to go ahead and start us off here. I'm going S tier on the Ice in My Veins celebration.
Yeah, I was leaning S too, just because I remember when that came out, that literally like broke the NBA and the House of Highlights at the time, and all those highlights is what you would see of that celebration.
Like, bro, they're
I
putting this thing on merch. They're putting this thing on t-shirts. Like this was huge at the time.
Yeah, no, no, no. What's the word I'm looking for? Debate here from me. This is definitely an S tier moment. This is one of the only celebrations that I've actually done if I've made something. And it just didn't like I don't. I'm not. I don't. I would never celebrate. You know what I mean? Because I'm
Eh,
just shooting around in
Yeah.
like open
Yeah.
runs and in my backyard. But
Hey, he's
if
shooting
I
his
make a,
socks into his laundry basket and he
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If I
decides
Yeah, and he's
and
like,
then look
Dame time,
and then
Dame
look at my
time. No, I'm playing.
no, but seriously, I like shoot it into the laundry hamper, look at my cat and give him give him the ice in my veins.
Yeah, bro. I was gonna say people do this celebration and like don't even know who D'Angelo Russell is. Like that's how
yeah.
iconic this one is. So I'm throwing that mug in S tier to join Curry's night night. All right, next up, fellas, we got Draymond Green's double flex yell after an and one. Did this for years, still does it. Definitely one of the stronger players in the league. But the double bicep flex, how we feeling?
You said double bicep flex. Draymond, I think this is a D tier. D for Draymond.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got blessed with three really good celebrations. It was only right that we had a steep drop off to Draymond.
Little GMLB behind the scenes. Victor fought me to put this on the list. I thought he was going to fight for it to go higher because I told him we were going to put it last. I thought we were going to fight for it to go higher. But
No,
okay,
dude.
D
I mean,
tier it is.
honestly, man, I know it's like this is something that when you talk about a NBA player like flexing after an and one, if you were to tell me like who's the first person that comes to your mind, I think of Draymond. I always see him doing this, but it's just such a like you said it. Every NBA player has done this before, but I don't think it's that cool of a celebration.
I think
As,
that's a
as,
fair assessment. All right, moving on. Next up on our list, we have Joel Embiid with the DX chop, which in reality is just humping. Like I don't care what you call it. This dude is just disrespecting the other team with this celebration. He's doing the Hingle McCringleberry pumps. Like this, I don't know how he gets away with this one. I really don't understand how he's allowed to do this without getting a technical every time.
I would say this one it's cool because he's doing the DX chop and everything. But again, you said it's like humps, and I think it's kind of weird to do that after like scoring or something, just like humping the air. It's like, dude, why are you getting horny in a game? You made,
Bro, on his back on the
yeah.
floor, just like humping the air. Like, bro, how do you get away with that?
so is it like that one and the X too, where he's like standing and doing it? Like, is it both of those? Do those count, or is it just this one?
Yeah, Both, both, both.
Okay. Because I actually love when he gets a bucket or he's just like at the end of the game late and he just turns to the camera and he's just like that slow, I don't know, just I like it. I don't know. It's silly. It's funny. It's like one of the only things I like about Joel Embiid. But I did see him do that. I laughed and yeah, I don't know. It reminds me of the LeBron, you know.
It just might be like the most disrespectful celebration on this list. Like if Joel Embiid drives in, dunks on me, and then starts air humping, and I look up from the floor and just see this guy like just like giving back shots above me, like I don't know, bro. I think this is A. I'm gonna come out and say it. I hate Embiid, but I think this is A, bro.
Dang. I was
I'm
low-key
not.
thinking B.
I was thinking B or A. I'm not really gonna fight you on A because I think it's like it just raises the like because like you said, if I'm his matchup or his opponent and I see this man do that, it's just gonna make me want to like play harder, honestly. So I don't know, and it's just better to watch for the fans, obviously. So
Yeah, bro. It's like the saving grace of Joel Embiid's stigma right now is the fact that he gets an and one and will just start getting the air pregnant. So I'm cool with A. You guys said B. I can put it in B. I don't mind.
Well, Daniel was gunning for A, I think.
well, I don't know. I
Daniel,
mean, I think
I thought he was in between. That's my bad. If
the
Daniel, you know what? You could have the final verdict, A or B.
I you know what I think just like because we have our eyes on the rest of this list. I think it's smart that we should put him at B because it's a great. It's honestly got a lot
Boo.
higher than I thought it was gonna be, but um, but it's still a good clip or it's still a good celebration. I like it, but I think B maybe.
All right, B it is. Coming up next on our list, we have Fred VanVleet breaking out the big balls dance after a big shot. Uh, I'm not going to go too much into detail here for the sake of content, but Fred VanVleet picks up his balls off the court and proceeds to carry them to the bench after a clutch shot. It's been done before, but Fred VanVleet is one of the more popular users. Shout out Sam Cassell, who did it first, but also LeBron has done it. But where do you guys see fit?
Honestly, I'm thinking I'm thinking D. I was thinking of one way that it could make C, but I don't know. I think this is pretty similar to Draymond's thing. It's a good, it's a good celebration. It's funny for the fans to watch and stuff, but I'm not trying to see that again. I'm not getting hype over that.
Even
Yeah,
after a clutch shot?
Yeah, even clutch shot. He turns around and just yeah, no, I don't know. That doesn't get me hype as a fan. That just that just makes me think, what the hell is Fred VanVleet doing?
it it's funny, but I don't know if it's bad as Draymond flexing. So I would maybe gun for C.
Did he get fined for this by any chance? Do we
Yeah,
know if
he
he got
did.
fined for
He
that?
got fined.
He did get fined. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
The
he
fact
did
that he
get
did it
fined.
anyway, if he did it anyway and got fined, I think that at least warrants a C tier at the minimum.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason why I would say to like like that the Draymond and the Van Vliet are similar is because like when Draymond does that, like he's a four-time champion. You know what I mean? And Fred Van Vliet has a ring, but I don't know. I think it just means a little bit more for Draymond. So I'm like, how can I put Van Vliet's celebration above his? Especially
Man,
when like
Daniel, you
one's
are
less
thinking
hype.
too far. You are
Yeah,
thinking too
probably.
far into the context. You're talking about the pictures I used. You're talking about, well, this guy's a four-time champion. Well, okay. Well, let's just throw Giannis up in S tier because he's a three-time MVP or whatever, like,
Fair,
oh
that's fair.
man.
Hey,
I
No, I
think
mean it's at the
go
bottom of
ahead.
the barrel. I'm not going to argue on that. So C, I think C is appropriate for this one.
I looked it up. He got fined 15K for doing the big ball celebration.
Yeah, that's a C tier if I've ever found one.
Yeah.
I think we're going C on this.
If you get fined, it's automatic C tier or a C tier and above.
Yeah, I agree. The lowest you can go after a fine for a celebration is C tier. All right. Next up on the list, we have a brand new one that just debuted. This isn't one that has been done consistently, but we can see it be done consistently in the future. And this is Giannis's Bane mask celebration, where he gets an and one and puts his hands over his mouth with the cross fingers to create the mask of Bane from the Batman series. And honestly, bro, Bane's a crazy villain. Like Bane's a pretty good villain if I've ever seen one for a movie, and replicating it is pretty sick. So I'm gonna gun for at least B on this one. I think this one is pretty cool.
I'm okay, so do you guys know where like how recently did Giannis pull this out?
It was
Like in the
during,
last 2 weeks.
yeah,
Okay, so where this celebration stems from is from a soccer player
It is.
overseas.
It is.
Yes. Okay, so you guys know about this?
it's from
Victor, do you know about
Mbappe.
this? No, not Mbappe.
You can
Victor,
credit. I don't watch soccer, but yes, it is from a soccer player.
well, so what you have to understand is that like Giannis doing that is he's not the first other athlete from other sports to start doing it. And this one guy named Victor, I'm gonna butcher his name, but Gyökeres was the first one to do it, and it was because he was basically like scoring against teams that they had no business scoring against. But the point of what I'm saying is that it has become a cultural thing, like around the world. Other players are doing it, like other sports are doing it. You're like, I'm sure you're going to see some edits of like fans in the crowd. Like a big thing that they do is they do it to Giannis now. So like you'll see some fans like in the
Yeah.
stands like doing it to him. This is a really cool one that's going to have a lot of payoff in the future. I would gun for A.
But can you
Any
see
thoughts, Victor?
yourself shooting a paper ball and then doing
Doing
Okay. No, I'm
the
trying not to.
Giannis Bane mess. Giannis, you not shooting it. You got to dunk the paper ball if you're doing a Giannis celly, bro.
it?
No, that's
Unless
fair.
or do you brick the paper shot and do the Bane mass celebration?
Uh,
Your
yeah.
mom watches you throw the rag into the sink and then turn around and look at her and do it.
I was gonna say, like, I can see myself in intramural college basketball getting an and one and doing this celebration, like just for the memes. I think it's sick. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
I am
I do
totally
too.
fine with bumping it up to A. I think it's dope.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, if I show you guys like an edit of like what like the because there's like montages of a bunch of fans all over the world doing this now, or like just walking up to a camera, like they're like, hey, would you like to talk about like such and such team, how they're doing right now, and they just do this so you know who they're supporting. Like
All right, A tier. This was higher than I thought it was gonna get. Not gonna lie. I'm glad we got that there. But next up, another iconic one, and it pairs with the nickname that goes along with it. But this is Trae Young's ice tray celebration, where he huddles together and rubs his arms to keep warm after a clutch moment, after a cold moment, if you will. And this one's pretty good. This is like a simple one, but I'll let you guys start us off here.
uh,
Dude, I think this is so tough, and especially like you said with like the ice tray, I would gun for S. But I know you guys have said like the and with the Curry saying he does it too much. I feel like I Trae Young does this one a lot too. So I don't know if that bias is going again here.
it's not for me just because when he does it, when Trey does it, I don't know. It's just sick, man. Like he doesn't do it too often. He breaks it out every now and then. But yeah, man, like this is a really cool celebration. I don't know if I'm feeling S tier. But I'm glad we put it above B with Embiid. Because yeah, it's definitely A, I think. I just I just don't think it's S.
I'm gonna go ahead and gun for S. I'm with Victor on this one because, bro, it's just so simple and like he does it a lot, but it's not as talked about as Curry's. Like Curry's, the night night is sick, but like it's only that popular because it's Curry. Ice Tray is sick, but it's also not that popular. Like no one's like, and I'm not saying this is the standard to like, oh, well, would they do it in a pickup basketball game? But like Ice Tray is dope, bro. And this dude pulling out Ice Tray, Trae Young, so many clutch moments, especially during the Knicks series, like doing the Ice Tray after that Knicks series hitting those big shots. Like Ice Tray, it's simple, it's quick, and its message gets across really fast. And it matches with the nickname. So for all those reasons, I'm gunning for S tier with Victor.
Yeah, I mean, I like S tier now, honestly, a little bit more. As a whole, Trae Young, whenever he faces the Knicks, just bust out some of like the coolest celebrations.
The bow, don't forget the bow. I was debating putting it on, but it was like a one-time celly, and we have a
Or
couple of them, but like,
or what
yeah,
was the one when he was at the Knicks game? It just happened this season, and he was like boo boo, like when they were booing the
Oh,
crowd or booing
that was
him.
something
Sorry.
he said. He was like, "Boo, boo, take y'all ass home."
Yeah, that's what it was.
all
Yeah.
right, S tier it is. Next up on our list, we have I can't believe I'm saying this. John Morant's Griddy is next up on the list. And you know what, y'all could decide this one, bro. I don't even want to give an opinion on this one, but well, you know what we should have done? We should have replaced it with like the John Morant double guns. Have you seen that? Where he's
Yeah.
popping both guns. Because that one would have aged like fine wine if we did that one now. But I guess we just forgot it. So John Morant's Griddy, fellas.
Oh man. I'm gonna say, am I feeling C? I don't know. It's just to me the gritty that he doesn't belong in the NBA. The gritty does not belong in the NBA. It belongs in football and dancing, and that's about it. But not in the NBA.
I
At this
have
point in time, it doesn't belong anywhere.
Yeah,
it
true.
is outdated. I do have to agree with what Daniel said with the being in the NFL. I think Justin Jefferson started this in the NFL, and then now you see it with John Moran doing it, but he doesn't really do this anymore. I don't think. I don't think he did this season. But I was feeling C just because of how overused it is, and I don't think it's D. But I don't
I was
know.
gonna
You
say if
might.
we're in C territory, why aren't we in D territory too?
We could
If
go
if it's
D.
anything but D, I'm gonna get really mad on this podcast and I'm gonna crash out. This is D. This is cringe. I don't want
It,
to. I don't want
yeah,
to put him with Fred's
honestly,
big balls dance because he's not getting
Yeah.
fined for doing the gritty. He's getting clowned
yeah.
on.
No,
Like,
honestly, I think I like that more now. I was the one who said it like that. I think we should consider D, so I'm cool with that. There's no like significance to it. No one does it. No one likes it. No one talks about it. Yeah.
next up on the list, we're gonna take a break from John Morant for a little bit. Executive decision. I called an audible on that. Next up, we got Jalen Brunson with the three finger mask celebration, where he puts I don't want to butcher it. I'm not going to try to do it for all of our visual watchers, but he basically puts like a weird hand, like, I don't know, finger combination over his face after hitting threes. And when he was asked about it, he told the reporter, don't worry about it. So no one really understands the meaning or like the origin of where this celebration came from. But it is iconic. Like a lot of people do know about it. So fellas, you could have the floor on this one because I don't know if what my opinion on this one is. I could be swayed.
Said when he did this that it was just like a spur of the moment after hitting a three. He doesn't know where it came from or where it originated. But if I had to put this somewhere, I would say it's B. I don't think it's. I don't know. It's kind of lame, but it's not. I don't know. What are you guys thinking?
So hold on. You said it's kind of lame, and you're gonna put it next to Embiid literally on his back air humping.
Oh, I
Like
forgot we put.
lame and air humping doesn't go in the same tier, bro. No
Yeah.
way.
Never mind. I didn't know
Honestly,
Embiid was there.
I'll be honest. I was really gonna put this one higher because I like just from an eye test. I have nothing to support this, but just from an eye test perspective as a fan, when I see Jalen Brunson and I see that like celebration, I think it's sick. I honestly like just from the eye test, like I do like it. I think it means a little bit less if, like Victor said, he just said, oh, he was doing it randomly. But if no one really knows exactly where the origin is and it does have some personal significance to him. I think that's pretty cool. But like I said, I just the eye test hits a big three in the garden, turns around, looks at the camera, does that. That's hard. I like that. That's sick.
So what's the difference from me hitting a three and like going like this and just holding up three fingers because that's essentially all he's doing. Like, what NBA player doesn't do that?
Maybe it's the hand wraps that he has sometimes. Maybe it's just like the way that he's moving, the background. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Like I said, I don't really have a lot of basis for this one. I just think like as a fan, there's a lot of celebrations that get done. This is a cool one. I like this one. I would vote for A in my head. Ah, no,
A
yeah.
next to a
That's
Bane
crazy.
mask and next to Dame Time, bro. This
I
celebration is trash. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm calling it audible again. This celebration is at max C. Like, what is so cool about this? He
see.
doesn't even know where it came from. All he's doing is
Yeah.
holding a three in front of his face.
I don't know, man.
Y'all got me
Maybe I saw
heated.
like one edit of like Jalen Brunson. This is how it ended or something with him doing that to the camera, but I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
that the
Something
edit
about that celly. It's a cool one for me.
the edits do make it look a lot cooler than it actually is. But if you were to watch this in game, it is a little bit lame. I'm not gonna lie.
I disagree.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like mid. It's perfectly mid. That's why I would put it at B.
I mean, yeah, I'll
Next
come
to the
down to B.
DX chop.
Yeah, I'll
Y'all,
come
y'all
down to
calling
B.
the
I'm not
DX
going down
chop
to C.
mid? Y'all calling the DX chop mid? Bro, y'all should not have contextualized the list because now we're gonna have to make edits. If B is mid, then we gotta move MB to A. I'm sorry. The DX chop is not mid.
I thought you said once we put something there, it can't move.
I think mid
When?
can mean
When?
okay.
When? GMLB family, roll the clip. When did I say that? Please
No,
timestamp below.
I'm saying in the last time we did a tier list, I feel like you said once it stays there, we can't move it. That's
I
how I
think
thought
we
the
Oh
need to
yeah,
same
think
rules
six
about it.
apply.
six months ago. Yeah, 6 months
It's
ago I
it,
did say that.
I think it's not I think we can determine that like S tier is in some way like iconic or just like really, really cool. A to me is like also cool, very cool. B is like it's getting to the little lower levels of cool, but it's still cool. And then C and D are where we start to determine like, okay, they're not that cool at all, or they're horrible.
I I'm always against contextualizing the list because we're never going to actually stick to the contextualization of it. But
Yeah.
for me, D is really bad, C is mid, and B, A, and S are just progressively good. So it's like
Yeah.
good, better, the best is kind
Yeah.
of how I figured.
Oh,
But
well, yeah. So I mean, I still am standing on business. I think I like this Jalen Brunson one. I would vote for higher than C. I would. It's big. It's cooler
Vic,
than the ball dance.
Vic, what's your verdict? Where are you putting this?
I have to stand on what I said. I have to go B
Okay, B it is.
because that's what my gut
This
was telling
what
me at first.
this sorry celebration goes in B tier.
I also
Sorry,
just want to
don't let my
say
biases get ahead of me.
I also just want to say like in game too when the camp like when they replay the clip the replay value of that celebration is very high.
I I I get it, but compared to every other celebration on this list, it's just not that cool. But
It's fair.
okay, I respect your opinion, uh,
I
but
respect
let's
yours.
let's move on. B tier, B tier. Next up, we have Jamal Murray doing the bow and arrow celebration. They call him the Blue Arrow over in Denver. I don't know if you guys have heard that nickname before. I think they might have called him that at Kentucky as well, but did it a lot in college, brought it over to the NBA. Don't see it as much anymore, but still you see it here and there. He did it when he got his championship ring. So pretty recently as well. But where do you guys see the bow and arrow after a three-point shot?
This one's tough. I don't know how I feel about it. It's nice and smooth. It's not like a, quick, rapid, anything like that. It's nice and smooth, similar to the way the Nuggets play ball. I guess I just don't really think of it as like a cool celebration. I don't know if I could call it a cool celebration. It's just there. But I'm not gonna say it's a D. I think it's a C.
Not gonna lie, I do think it's D. And the reason I think it's D is because when I play 2K, this is one of those celebrations that you can just probably buy for like 50 VC, and just equip it to your my player when you're playing Park, just hit the animation real quick and he can do it. I don't think Jamal Murray's name is even on it when you try to purchase this.
But y'all can't buy Jalen Brunson just putting three fingers over his face. I'm gonna be salty about this the entire pod.
Yeah.
But no,
So
I
I,
will
I'm
say
hoping
Russ.
I'm hoping
Go
we
ahead.
make a reel out of. No, I was just gonna say I'm hoping we get a reel out of this, and it'll be like someone will defend my take and be like, "No, the Jalen Brunson's thing is sick."
oh, I mean, a lot of people
Yeah,
think it is
ball
cool.
game pod, ball game pod.
Yeah,
We'll pull up in the
I'll have them on
comments all
my
the
side.
Knicks fans. But I will say when y'all saw Russell Westbrook pull out Jamal Murray's celebration on media day. I don't know if you guys saw that video, but Russell Westbrook did Jamal Murray's celebration in one of the media day team photos as a nod of respect, honestly. I think it's kind of sick. I think that's sick because Russell Westbrook, hate it or love it, is a legend. And if that guy is giving you a nod to your celebration on media day for your media day pictures, I think that warrants at least a C tier. He didn't invent it, obviously, but I think D is a little low. I think D is a little low. Next to James Harden stirring the pot, cooking celebration. Talk about iconic. This one is iconic. His Rockets days were pretty much defined by this celebration. Had everyone in their right minds doing it. Had me in middle school doing it. What do you guys think about this one? Because I have a particular tier for it, but I'm interested to see what you guys think about James Harden's cooking celly.
Let's hear you go first. Curious.
Curious, I'm gonna say this is A. I'm gonna say it should be S, but I'm gonna say it's A because he doesn't do it a lot anymore and it died out. But it was iconic enough. Like this is straight up going off how iconic it is. Like everyone knows this
Well,
celebration. So
he got he actually got cursed for doing this celebration from Lil B, the base god. So that's why he kind of stopped doing it.
that's insane.
I don't
I
know if you guys
forgot
know what I'm
about.
talking about.
No, I totally do. I forgot about Lil B the bass god, bro. Oh
Um,
man.
I have this jersey. I'm going S tier, and it isn't hard for me at all, honestly. I mean, he's averaging 40, right? No, I'm just kidding. Everyone's seen the edits. In the last, what was this, Stephen A? In the last 2 weeks, he's averaging 35, 39, 35, 39, 42, 47, 58, 57. Like, dude, this
That'd
was
be
during that
crazy if those
time.
numbers were accurate. That'd be insane if you just like rattled them off perfectly.
Oh, I know, yeah. I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna learn it, and I'm gonna come back to the pod, and I'm gonna be able to say the whole thing, the whole like sentence, start to finish, because it's a call in to James Harden.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that, or call in about James Harden, whatever. Anyway, yeah, S tier for me. He busted this out during a period of time where people thought it was impossible to guard him, and it was. So yeah, I'm going S tier, and I don't think it's close.
Oh,
The way this guy was scrambling defenders during this time, there's not a better celebration than the cooking celebration. Like, bro, they were scheming to guard James Harden from behind him, bro. They were like, maybe we should just guard behind him so that he doesn't shoot step back threes. Like, do you know the level of cooking that takes, like, for defenders? Like, bro, this guy was scrambling ankles. Like, I just think it fits so well because James Harden was unguardable in his Houston days.
yeah, he was
Yeah,
he was very special in those days, man. I do
I
have
think
to
it's
agree with.
I think it's perfect. S tier for the stir. Do it.
I think it's S. Thick,
That's cool with me.
thick.
S tier.
All right, S tier. Next up on our list. Oh man, I regret putting this one on the list. I ain't gonna lie, but we got Karl Anthony Towns three to the dome. It's basically if you know mellow celebration, just add a little spice, some sparkles, and some zestiness, and you get Karl Anthony Towns three to the dome celebration.
Yeah, it's
I'll
like
let you guys decide.
it's like
D.
Mellows, but it has a lot more feminine energy to it. I would have to go D with this one, man. This one is not cool.
Have you guys ever seen the Doge dog where it's like super buff and then there's the smaller like Doge dog? Do you know what I'm
Oh
talking
yeah.
about?
Or
Yeah.
the yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's what this reminds me of. I'm going D, honestly. There's no aura, there's no coolness behind this one. I think it's the bottom.
It's like Giga Chad Mello and small Beta Wojak Cat. If you've seen the memes,
Yeah.
anything you put Giga Chad and Wojak, like Soy Boy Cat. I'm just rattling off brain rot. I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. Let's go ahead and just move from the T and move on.
I understood what you were saying, and that's what
I'm
fucking
literally
you're like
just
that kills me. Oops.
I'm
I
scrambling brain rot on the pod.
I
Okay,
cussed just like 3 seconds ago, just to
it's
let
all
the
right.
haters
Just make
know.
my post edit harder. That's all. And keep this in, Vic. I want the crowd to know that whenever Daniel decides to cuss on the pod, it adds like an extra 5 minutes to my post edit. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate that. All right, moving on. We got back to Ja Morant. I moved him around earlier, but this is Ja Morant's too small celly, specifically the one where he takes his hand and puts it right above the court, and then sometimes he will, sometimes he won't, but usually he crushes it with his foot, showing you're too small. So, where do you guys see this one going?
I think the stomping it out and then like running your or, like moving your foot around it, that's what makes it a little bit cooler. Um so I'm gonna lean towards B, but I don't think it scratches anything higher than that.
That's actually where my gut was telling me was B. I think I think it's a decent celebration, but I feel like it's a little bit overused now. A lot of people do this one. It is very disrespectful, I'll say. I would probably put someone in a Rudy Gobert headlock if they did that to me.
I will say I like that you guys went B because my argument for B is he does it against like I'm pretty sure he did it against LeBron this season.
Yes,
So
dude.
like if you're doing the too small against LeBron James,
The
like
the
bro, I'm
nature of
sorry that takes guts.
the nature of how disrespectful it is makes me want to put it higher now, but I won't because I think it's perfectly nestled in B.
I think it's funny because you mentioned LeBron, and they were talking about like I don't the beef between the Grizzlies and the Lakers with like John. John was like, "Yeah, I don't like them," and then after the last game they played, it was funny.
I will say this is like the definition of B tier. I think if there's like one we got right, it's this one probably, like just right in the middle.
Yeah.
So I don't know. All of the two we have from John Morant, the gritty and the too small. I feel like this guy just rides social media trends for his celebrations.
He,
But
he he's got to get on the stream with Kai Cenat to get a new celebration.
No, for real.
I would not be surprised if we saw John Morant on a Kai Cenat stream. But let's move on. We got the too small again, but the Kevin Durant version, which instead of doing the whole hand on the court stop thing, he's just straight up looking at you, putting his fingers in front of his eyes and just showing you that you're too small, making like an inch with his fingers, 4 inches if you're me. But yeah, I think this celebration is I think it's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. I think it gets the point across a lot better than the John Morant version.
And not only that, it's a lot more creative too, I think. I would go for A.
Okay, I'm glad you guys, yeah, because my original feeling was like I think A is too high, but I do really like this one. So I honestly would agree. It is more creative and it's Kevin Durant doing it to you. So there's just a little bit extra that adds to it. I'm definitely okay with A.
Not that I mentioned though,
My only
he did this twice to Luca and Evan Fournier.
That's what I was gonna say. It's just so volatile. Like if you're doing it to Evan Fournier, like damn, that's not that sick. But if you're doing it to Luca, it's like okay, well that's the arguably the best player in the league right now. So it's like
I, I
dang, bro. Like
I think a big thing is that Katie's not like is Katie a big trash talker? Like I feel like he's like cool with most
no.
people. Yeah, he's cool with most people. So like finding a person that he can let his personality show on the court is probably hard, which is why you saw it that. But That's sick.
The clip we have is him doing it on the Suns to Luca specifically, which might be D-Book's get back. He might have to get D-Book's get back on that. Only gripe I have is doing it too small when you're 7 feet is kind of stupid. Like, yeah, obviously whoever like Luka Doncic is what, like 6'8"? Like, bro, you got 3 inches on him. Like, you're 7 feet tall. Like, you're gonna everyone is smaller than you. But okay, A tier. I'm cool with A tier. Not enough for me to move that down. Next up on the list, Klay Thompson's three goggles, where he puts the two 3-point circles in front of his head, right in front of his eyes. So D tier.
What? D
It's
tier.
low. It's low for
It's
sure.
low,
D
but
tier.
not D tier.
D tier.
Oh man.
I did this in
Well, let me
fourth
think about
grade
this for a
before I
second.
knew who Klay Thompson was.
Yeah, that's such a good point. D tier. That's
Not
such a
the
good point for
just
me.
a quick story, just because I really do love this. But I remember in high school, someone hit a three, and there was this kid who fell on the floor, was scrambling for his like glasses, ended up picking them up and acting like he found his glasses with the threes. It was one of the coolest like ways to do the celebration. I know this is not what Klay Thompson does, but if you guys are feeling D, that's all right.
What are you feeling?
C or B.
Oh, talk about
No,
B.
this
Talk
dude
about
was
B.
feeling A. This dude was feeling A.
No, I
No
wasn't.
way
That
he
A
would have
is.
reacted like that if he was feeling C.
I just felt like D was too low. I don't know.
No, I need you to defend B.
B?
I'm just my
Yeah,
my thing is like, bro, he doesn't even like do this like that. Like, I feel like this
Mhm.
isn't his celebration. Like, he's done it, but like it's not like his. You know what I mean? Like, everyone does this.
Yeah.
He just happens to be one of the best shooters ever. So it's like, yeah, if we're gonna do a celebration, we should have done him counting his rings. That would
yeah,
have been a good
That's
addition
not
to
really
this
a
list. If we,
celebration though.
yeah. It is.
I mean,
no,
it's
yeah, it
trash
is.
talk,
I mean,
Uh,
KD's too small is trash talk. That's not really a
I
celebration
guess.
if we're doing that. But if we ever do a part two, we'll add it. But I'm going D. Dan's D.
That's cool.
Vic, final verdict. D.
We can go to D.
D it is. Next
I'm
up.
sorry. I really, I don't know. I don't know why it would be B. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be like a jerk. I
No, I know.
promise.
I
It's
don't.
just like,
I just kind
You know
of.
what, bro? Have y'all seen that Ball is Life video of that third grade team that like just trash talks? They have like the green jerseys, green and black
I
jerseys.
they're all mic'd up, so you can hear them
Yeah, they're
trash
all mic'd
talking.
up.
Yeah,
Bro,
I think I
one of
have.
the little blonde white kid hit a three and did this celebration, the three goggles. And that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe that's why I'm so biased against this celebration.
I
Because
don't know.
that
I just
third
think it's
grade team
funny.
who just like mics up and trash talks.
I think it just looks goofy.
That's why I
I
kind of
think I,
like it.
I think it's supposed to look goofy, but I think it's just not goofy in like an at all an ironic way. It's just goofy.
All right. Well, let's cleanse our palate here because we have LeBron James's King Me celebration where he takes the crown and puts it on his own head.
S
Fellas,
tier.
S
Hmm.
tier.
Yeah. This is
Is
one
there
of the.
really a debate?
Yeah.
No,
This is.
this channel I think is starting to get on the same page about who the GOAT is, and this is an S tier moment. We don't have to unpack that.
Yeah. Like you said earlier, nickname King James. He's crowning himself. When Giannis did it, it was corny.
I'm not even going to pop up him crowning himself. I'm going to pop up the picture of him and Avery Bradley. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I think this one's
All
so
right.
cool too because he's like you guys said, he's crowning himself. And like as we know with LeBron's career, like he's had to make people see why he's the king, why he's him. S tier for sure.
All right. We have I'm calling another audible. I'm saving the LeBron James we have next for last. But moving on, we have Luca just smiling. Luca just smiling, whether it be a fight, whether it be his matchup, whether it be getting hard fouled. Um, Luca's smile, and this one is kind of a niche celebration, but it is one that is super effective because I've never seen this dude smile and like not perform. Like this guy just always delivers. When things get funny to Luka Doncic, everything else gets serious. So I don't know if you guys hold this in as high regards as I do, but this one's a good one, I think.
I'll say like the entire time that we were going through this, and as I'm putting, like as we're seeing the list of players diminish, I have had my eyes on this one for a while, and like my first thought was S tier. I don't know why. Just as soon as we started to, or maybe it was because of the LeBron one that we put in an S tier that I'm like, is it as cool as I think it is? It's certainly high. Um, yeah, I think this photo too is like such a big part of like NBA media. Like I've seen this photo in circulation everywhere. So like, this is a big one.
For all the visual listeners, it's the photo of Luca looking up and smiling at Devin Booker during their playoff series.
And not to mention how disrespectful this one is, man. It's someone smiling at you once they're scoring buckets on you, dude. You know it's over. I would be furious. Devin Booker probably had nightmares about this. He'd wake up like the D Wade commercial. He just wakes up in the middle of the night. He was thinking about Lucas smiling,
In,
dude.
in my head, what's going through Luca's mind is, oh my gosh, this is my matchup for the next like 5 to 10 years in the West.
Yeah, I think he's probably thinking like, oh, like this is like funny seeing them struggle to try to guard me.
Yeah. I'm going A tier.
Yeah, A tier is where I was gonna go.
Yeah, I think S tier's a little too high. But this one's certainly A.
Yeah. A tier it is. All right, fellas. Nearing the final six celebrations here. First one we got Mikal Bridges. Brooklyn Bridges is where this was born, but holding out the 3-point gun after a three, usually pointing at the other team's bench, sometimes at his own. But you see, if you watch those Brooklyn clips, if you watch those early Suns clips, whenever he hits it, he's always got the bench doing it back at him too. So where do you guys see this one going?
This is another one that I would say like I use that term like has a lot of replay value. This is another one of those. Like I've seen this celebration
There's no
specifically.
way.
What do you mean? Oh, well, no, no, no. Yeah, I wasn't gonna come out and say anything crazy, but I was gonna put it like around B tier. It's not on the same level as A, but I don't think it's definitely a significant celebration. I've seen this a lot. I like it a lot. And yeah, like I said, when you see the replay of that, that's all sick. I don't know. It's cool.
And to think it's trash. I don't know what it is.
Just the complete
Yeah.
opposite. That's
Yeah.
insane.
I don't know. I just don't really like it. It's not that cool to me. I think it's just like I don't know what he's doing. And um the most disrespectful thing too was when Devin Booker played him and he did it back to him, like mocking him. That was
And
hilarious.
don't forget, Cat did it to him, and Scotty Barnes did it to him as well.
Oh man. Yeah. This is not B. This is not B.
Did you
I
give
was
your
gonna
opinion
gun for
already?
C. I was gonna gun
Okay.
for C.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go. Because I don't think it's D, but it is definitely not B.
A lot of
Yeah.
people know it. Like it's definitely his thing.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, now that you guys say that, I mean, I was already having a hard time putting it in the same thing as the Jalen Brunson thing. So yeah, we can go see.
All right, next up on our list, we have one of the best celebrations in the current NBA. This is Jason Tatum's kiss of death after hitting a clutch shot or after a fourth quarter three, where he takes his fingers. I don't know if you could hear that. I smooched in the mic. I don't know if it'll pick it up. And he holds his finger out to the crowd, blows a kiss to either Boston or the opposing team's city, which is probably booing him at that point. This is S tier. I don't want to hear anything else.
Jeez, man, he could not
Dude,
wait
he
till
had a
he
script
got.
ready. I think the best part about that is that like he just got lucky that Victor took a or like we just got lucky to see that because like Victor took a break, comes back, and he was ready. Oh man. I'm okay with A tier. S tier seems high. A tier because honestly, it is a cool celebration. Jason Tatum's a good player, and usually by that point, the opposite team is getting smoked, so yeah, I like this one. I would gun for A tier. S tier, I might let you do it just so I can let someone else in the S tier. Because you know who I'm gonna defend.
I do really like this celebration. I'm not gonna lie. It is one of my favorites on this list. Oh man, is it S tier? It is A tier, definitely. S tier is hard. There's a lot of great ones in S tier, and the only thing is nobody really talks about this for it to be S tier. That's why I don't know if it's S tier.
Take one good look at the top row of what we have and tell me that that is on the same level.
Yeah, I mean, if you drop Curry into A tier and we just replace it with Tatum, that'd probably make
Oh my.
sense. But
I
all
don't
right, A
know,
tier it
man.
is. A tier it is. A tier it is. The Celtics are so dominant. If you get a kiss of death from Tatum after like a dagger shot, that's gonna hit you in the heart. All right,
I will say
next up.
that, yeah.
Relatively new celebration here. We have Tre Mann, who recently got a Spider-Man tattoo on his forearm, right on his wrist, like the Spider-Man launcher. And whenever he hits a three, he's now doing the Spider-Man hand gesture that Spider-Man uses to shoot webs. That's kind of a cool idea. I can't lie, but I need to hear your guys' opinions first on this one.
Think for the effort that he put into getting the tattoo, spending money on that, and actually doing it in game, I think it's very cool. I really love this celebration. It might have to be S tier.
S tier. Okay, I'm glad I looked over and you're because I was looking at like my like something on my computer and I turned and Miles is just
If
passed
this
out.
is S tier, I'm leaving Good Morning Let's Basketball.
Victor,
If this is
what are you
S tier,
thinking?
Hey, I just want to I
S
just want
tier,
to I just want to get him
no,
mad for
no,
Tatum.
no relax, no
I just want
relax.
So you picked the Tre Mann Spider. Oh man,
I just want to
Victor.
troll him for Tatum. Relax.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. No, yeah, that's fair. Um, I'll say it's creative. It's very creative. I don't know. I guess I would say, is it B tier? Is it B tier? Is it cool, but not that cool?
I'm cool with B. I like B tier.
Has anyone else done like anything like that, like a Spider-Man S? No, yeah. I
No,
think that's pretty cool.
I don't even think anybody's gotten a tattoo for a celebration, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you got
that's
a
true.
tattoo for it,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I
the effort,
think
I
it's
think,
B.
yeah, the effort warrants a B tier on that one.
This one has a lot of future potential. Like if Tre Mann like in 3 years is still like just insane, we might put it higher.
Yeah, that's a good point. And maybe put Brunson lower. Okay, moving on to the next celebration on the list. We have Tyler Hero snarling at the camera during the bubble NBA playoffs. The slow motion clip is burnt into my brain because the birth of Tyler Hero happened during my Celtics in the first round. And because of that, I will put this in D tier if possible because this is corny. This is corny.
Yeah, it is D tier, bro. This is one of the worst. I don't know what he was thinking when he did this, man. This is
He
like
thought he was
Giannis's
hard.
this was like Giannis's mean mug, man. That celebration's weak too.
I like this one enough to put it in C, but I'm not gonna say I no, yeah. I don't know. Actually, no, I should like I did like this one. I'm not gonna say it's cringy, but now that you guys are saying it and now that I'm like looking at it for longer than a couple of seconds, my opinion's changing slightly. But yeah, no, D, like you guys said.
D it is. Tyler Hero snarl. Next up on the list, we have. Actually, you know what, Daniel? Go ahead. Go ahead and get your stuff off, bro. Go ahead and introduce the next moment to me.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like you do a good job of introing them, but honestly. I'm not, I don't even have to give the intro. Everyone knows the oh my gosh. I'm running
Oh,
I don't
you
know
don't,
what
oh, okay. Apparently you don't know it.
hold on.
He's getting too excited.
Yeah, I am.
He's getting too
Oh
excited.
no.
Nah, I'm calling it audible. I'm taking it back. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm
dude, take
taking
it
it
back.
back.
I'm too is it baby cradle, right?
Rock a baby.
Rock a
Rock the
baby.
baby,
That's what it's
man.
called,
All
man.
right. For all of our audio listeners who heard Daniel just butcher his favorite player's celebration, this is Russell Westbrook's Rock the Baby celebration, where usually it's after an and one, and he's calling the defender a baby, rocking it in his arms. He did have the iconic moment where he gave the baby to Patrick Beverley. Don't forget about the extension of the celebration, which we got to see on the Lakers. But um, I'll let you guys take this one over. I have an idea of where I'm putting him, but you guys could go ahead and take the reins.
Daniel, did your nerves calm down? Maybe you can talk
A little
about it
bit,
now.
yeah. That's that was funny. Yeah, no. Russell Westbrook obviously is my favorite player, but this is a really cool celebration. I think a lot of fans have seen this before, and my favorite part about this celebration is the fact that when the camera is trying to keep up with this man as he's moving at like lightning speed backwards as he's backpedaling on defense, and he's still kind of like doing it. That's my favorite part about the celebration. Um, I don't, it's not iconic, it's not one of those big ones. I know it very well. Well, not
I
very
think it's
well,
iconic,
apparently.
bro. I think
Do
it's
you think it's
iconic. I
iconic?
think you're underselling it. A lot of people do this celebration.
That's fair. I don't know. It's got a lot of aura, man. And like I said, bias is hard. I don't know how to defend this, but it's my favorite player doing a celebration that is just so cool. So I would vote for S tier, but I don't know if, I can make that claim, especially with the Tatum one, moving the Tatum one down to B or to A. So like I said, S tier is always going to be my vote with this one. This is a great celebration for me. He's done it on almost every team I'm pretty sure that he's played on, and he's done it to some of like he busted out a lot of times when it's a mismatch like matchup too. He's done it against some like really big guys and some really good defenders. So I like this one.
I do think this is a great celebration. Um, I think it's better than the John Morant too small, but I would have to put it on the level of Katie's too small because I do think it's that level of disrespect calling the defender a baby. Man, I do want to give it S, but I might have to gun for A.
Martian tractor beam pointed at Earth. Am I going S or A tier? I'm going S tier, bro. It's
Let's
an S
go.
tier. This is an S tier celebration. This is absolutely iconic. Everyone at the pickup rec center is doing this celebration, bro. The level of disrespect that you have to do something like this to a grown ass man warrants an S tier. This is an S tier celebration.
I just want the fans to know that I'm so happy that Miles was able to articulate what I couldn't say because when you watch your favorite player do something that's like so cool, you're like Victor said, I'm too excited, man. I'm thinking about it right now and just like it's driving me nuts.
Yeah, is that a carrot in your pants, or are you excited to see Westbrook, man?
Oh man, I can never meet that man. I'll pass out.
All right, fellas, we have one final celebration on the list. And I'm gonna start us off on this one because I want to set this precedent early. It is the LeBron James silencer, the beat on the chest, and then the big stomps. And I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna say that this one has been surpassed and has aged worse than the other celebrations in S tier. I'm gonna say this is an A tier celebration.
See,
The
that's what
crown one is so much better.
The age thing that you said, it really, really makes me, yeah.
I never
I
thought it was cool to begin with. I always thought this Selly was overrated.
It was cool in Miami. I
yeah,
think we could say it was cool in Miami.
that's when its RO was the highest.
He's just
Yeah.
like doing too much with it, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, I think if you look at our if you look at our S tiers, they're quick ones. They're like the Night Knight's quick, the Cook is quick, the Crown is quick, Rock the Baby's quick, Ice Tray is really quick. Ice in the Veins is literally just pointing at your forearm. This is like a whole thing, bro. Like you can't just like hit a three and do this. This has to be like during a timeout. And like, I don't know. I just think it's doing too much. I think it's corny.
Ooh, you just made me think of something. You said like the fact that it's got to be like during a timeout or something. The fact that like he does it because the opposite team is calling a timeout because they have to, because they need it, makes this mm, I don't
Don't
know.
overthink it.
Yeah, you're
Don't
right. We shouldn't
overthink it.
overthink it. And like you said, it has been oh, I don't know. I want to put it S tier, man. I'm thinking about the Miami celebration and I'm saying it like even though it's aged, it's still a really cool one and it goes hand in hand with when you think of LeBron James and his celebrations, you think of that one.
Yeah, this celebration makes me think of when he lost to Dirk Nowitzki, who was like 37. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh man, it's tough because I do agree with both sides. I would probably lean more S though, just because of how iconic it is. That's the only reason I want to lean S.
You just broke his heart.
I know. I've been
It's just
breaking it.
not that cool. It's
It
just
isn't.
not that
I
cool.
agree. It is not that cool.
So why are we putting it in S? Like all of these S ones are iconic, but they're also cool.
Hmm.
This like
Yeah.
LeBron's is just iconic. It's not cool like the silencer. The crown one is so much better. You know what else is better? The freaking gun one he does, where he puts the gun in
Oh
and
yeah.
cocks
That
it.
one
That
is
one's
cool.
sick
That
too. Like
I,
this is
ooh.
like his like
does
fourth best celebration.
Yeah,
does
okay.
powder throw count as a celebration? No, right? That's a pregame warm up
Yeah,
or
It
pregame
it
ritual.
counts.
pregame
It,
ritual.
it counts. It counts. It low key counts.
If yeah, I don't know.
Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't count actually.
Because then
I
you
don't
would
know.
count D Wade's hanging from the rim pregame ritual.
Yeah, maybe we could do a pregame ritual tier list
Pregame
at some
ritual
point.
video.
Tim Duncan like holding the ball. Yeah. Kevin Garnett
Monte
hitting his face.
Monte Ellis wax hands.
Tatum prayer. Yeah. I
Uh,
uh I'm saying A. Let's take our final vote. I'm going A.
Yeah, I guess I'll change my mind again. We can go A.
The only reason why yeah, I could see A. Like and what I was gonna say is the only thing I saw was Dame. I like was looking at the A tier and I saw Dame and I was like, this is kind of like Dame time. Like this, it's not it is big for LeBron, but you're right, maybe it's not as big as I'm thinking.
All right. Well, GMLB family, this is our final NBA celebrations tier list brought to you in part by myself, Daniel, and Victor. And due to contractual obligations, no Kevin this week. So, fellas, I think we did a pretty good job. GMLB family, let us know how we did in the comments. We're super interested in interacting about these because I know we have very harsh opinions at times. So if you think that we messed up one of these celebrations, please let us know in the comments below. But fellas, any final thoughts on the tier list? Anything you would move before we move on to the outro here?
Anything I would move. Honestly, I don't have any strong opinions about any of these. I think we
Yeah.
deliberated plenty and we got to the bottom of where these things belong.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I think this tier list was better than the last tier list we did.
I agree. As always, JMLB family, you know that our opinion is right and your opinion is always wrong. So never forget that when you comment below. That is obviously sarcastic. Let's head to the outro. GMLB family, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Good Morning Let's Basketball. We're quickly approaching 2,000 subs, and we thank you guys for helping us reach our goals and continuing to support the content. We are humbled and gracious to bring you guys this content. And as always, if you enjoy the content, please subscribe and like if you're on YouTube. If you're on audio platforms like Apple Podcast or Spotify, please rate 5 stars. And as always, if you want to interact with us live on the show, we do have our email, gmlbfans@gmail.com. If you want to contact us, we do answer all questions on the show. But with that being said, GMLB family, due to technical difficulties, we've been recording this pod for over 2 hours. So we're going to go ahead and head out here, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.